In simple terms, grey belt is a strategic policy that allows for development in the green belt in sustainable locations where there is demonstrable need for that development and on land that does not strongly contribute to green belt purposes A, B and D. In accordance with national policy, there are 5 grey belt tests. The first set of tests assess whether a site can be grey belt, and the second set of tests assess whether that development would not be inappropriate development in the green belt. Following this, for example, a housing scheme must then achieve the golden rules, and these relate to the provision of affordable housing, provision of local infrastructure, and the provision of accessible open space. And if you hit these requirements, doing so will carry significant weight in favour of a planning application. It's also important to note that passing the grey belt tests can support local plan promotion work.
Thanks, Roland. Am I right in saying that grey belt is also previously developed land within the green belt?
Yes, that's right, and it's probably the easiest route to demonstrate that your site is grey belt if you've already got buildings or hard standing on your site.
It's refreshing to hear the grey belt explained in such straightforward terms, but it's important to remember that grey belt and green belt policies are planning tools based on the function of the land, not the quality of the land, something that often gets misconstrued when we talk about grey or green.
And it's also really important to remember that the green belt makes up around 13% of the country, which means that a lot of schemes come forward on non-green belt land on both greenfield and brownfield sites, both within and outside of settlements. Understanding housing considerations like need and supply is fundamental to the case for development for any development opportunities.
Absolutely. So in summary, housing need is the unconstrained number of homes required to meet population growth and affordability issues, often called the policy off approach. The housing requirement is then this figure, accounting for local constraints such as infrastructure or capacity, often called the policy on figure.
And how do we know if a local authority is meeting its housing requirement?
Great question. A local authority is required to plan for that housing requirement and then required to identify and update annually a sufficient number of sites to meet 5 years worth of this supply. This is what we refer to as five-year housing land supply.
And then what happens if a council fails to meet that requirement, and what are the implications for landowners?
In these cases, we refer to the policies for the supply of housing as being out of date. In accordance with national policy, the presumption in favour of sustainable development therefore applies, providing the mechanism for speculative sites to come forward, provided they pass other key policy tests.
And these include high quality design, respecting local character and surroundings, consultation activities, and hitting other requirements such as biodiversity net gain.
Our advice is the time is now.
Indeed, it is now. So if you are a landowner, a house builder, a developer, an agent, or any other organisation wondering whether your land or buildings might have development potential, now is the time to look into that further and take action.
Marrons has a growing and successful track record nationally on sites like these, so if we can help you unlock value from your land, please get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.